Hey everybody, Sickness here, and the other day I caught a little bit of flack from you guys. I gave my thoughts on the movie Predators, and I just said I wasn't a big fan. I thought the movie was dull, the story never really amounted to anything, there were many problems with it, it's a plot that I've seen before, the characters, I've seen them a million times before. It just felt like a pretty piss-poor movie. I thought it could have been a lot better done, and in the end, I just wasn't all that taken back by it. I just kind of watched it and went, okay, I saw that movie. Yes, I was entertained by it. It did entertain me for the hour and a half, but just at the end, I just wasn't, I just kind of went, okay, I saw the movie, now what? It wasn't something I ever really wanted to see again after I watched the first time. I just wasn't a big fan of the movie. Just like I said, thought it could have been better, thought it was a little boring, a little dull, never really amounted to anything. I just wasn't a fan. And in that review, I also said that I enjoyed Predators 2 and the AVP movies more than I enjoyed Predators. And I definitely caught some flack for that. I had some people, say they disagree with me. They couldn't believe I didn't like Predators. They said they loved it. And a lot of people were also asking me, how could I possibly like Predator 2 and the AVP movies more than I liked Predators? So I figured, why not really quickly sit down and talk to you on my feelings about all the Predator movies. I'm just going to go through them really quickly. I'm not going to go into detail on why I like them. I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts on all, I guess there's 5 Predator movies. Just give you my quick thoughts on all 5 of them. And just let you know why I enjoy them the way I do. So let's get right into it. First up is obviously Predator. I don't think I really need to tell you why I like this movie. I don't think anybody has a problem with this movie. We all love Predator. It's a great 80s action movie starring the great Arnold here. Has a great mix of sci-fi. It's a fantastic, well-done story. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this one. Next up is obviously Predators 2. I love this movie, but a lot of people just don't seem to enjoy it. And I guess rightfully so. I can see why people would not like this movie, but if you know me, you know I love cheesy movies. The cheesier the better, and this here is just a great cheeseball action sci-fi movie starring the great Danny Glover. I absolutely love it. Like I said, it's really over the top, it's really cheesy, it's really goofy, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching this. I've seen it a dozen times. Usually after I got done watching Predator, I'll immediately watch this because it's just such a fun movie. They do have a bit of a different feel, obviously, but it's a great, just cheeseball action film. I can't say enough about it. I absolutely love this movie. Next we have AVP, a movie that gets bashed quite often. And okay, I can see why. It's a bad film. I'm not going to say this movie's anything great. It's pretty cheesy. It's pretty over the top. It's a bad film. But if you ask me, it's so bad, it's good. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. It's a lot of cheesy fun. Again, it's cheesy, it's goofy, it's ridiculous, it's over the top. And for that, I love it. I just was a huge fan of this movie. I thought it was a great sci-fi movie. I just really enjoyed it. But, of course, that's me looking at it from a cheese factor. I think it's a fantastic movie. I've seen it a dozen times. I'll watch it a dozen more. I really get a kick out of this movie. I like watching the aliens versus the predators. I think that's very cool. I just enjoy the hell out of the title. And then came AVP Requiem. And this movie also got completely trashed. And I guess that makes sense because a lot of people didn't like AVP. If you don't like AVP, you're not going to like AVP Requiem at all. But what I liked about this movie was I really wanted to see another AVP movie come out after the first one, because the first one left you with that cliffhanger where there was a chest burster inside the Predator. And I thought, that's cool. I really want to see how that plays out. They played it out in this movie. The movie completely opens up. We're right where we left off in the last one. I enjoyed how they did that. And all in all, I thought it was maybe not as good as AVP, but it's just as cheesy, just as goofy, just as over the top. And it made me love the movie just as much as I loved AVP. Again, they're completely goofy, ridiculous, over the top sci-fi films. But I do find it, again, a lot of fun to watch the aliens versus the predators. I think that's a pretty cool... I just like seeing them go after each other. I think it's a lot of fun. I just think the stories they're fun in a great cheesy sort of way. You gotta love cheese to like these movies. I love cheeseball movies, so I enjoy the hell of these films. And finally, we have Predators. I just could not get into this film. For the most part, it kept me entertained for the hour and a half. I will give it that. But at the end, I just was very let down. The story just did not amount to anything. At the end of the film, I just left it kind of going, okay, I saw Predators, now what else do I want to watch? I just had no interest to ever watch this again. I found it to be somewhat boring. I like the idea of the people getting stranded on the planet because the Predators are putting all different kinds of game on the planet to hunt them down to kind of beef up their hunting skills. They're kind of trying to hunt all the top game of each planet. I think that's pretty cool. I like the idea of that. I just thought the characters were really annoying. It's just, I'm so sick of seeing the same characters over and over and over again in movies, and this is no exception to that. The characters in this movie were just so stereotypical. It's the characters you see in movies all the time. I was really let down by that. Maybe if it was more interesting characters, I could have gotten behind it a little bit more, but I just found them to be very dull and just so, you know, it's like, it's these characters again, the characters I've seen 1,000 times before. Why? Why can't we do something different, something new? I don't know what, but something. There were so many flaws in this movie. I pointed them out in my review of it. I just thought, you know, there were a ton of weird parts of this movie that I thought could have been changed. Just parts that I thought didn't need to be in the movie. And a lot of people were telling me what they liked about this movie was the fact that it kind of went back to the original movie. Yes, sort of, but I didn't want to see that either. I didn't want to see just, you know, kind of like a bunch of the same ideas again, you know, smearing the mud all over you and stuff. It's like, well, you know, Arnold did it in the first movie. I don't know, think of something else. Do we really need to see that again? You know, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that they kept trying to rip off the first movie again, too. That bugged me as well. So, in the end, I just could not get in this movie. Yeah, it did have cheesiness to it. I think, and like I said, I think in like maybe like 20 years from now, I'll be able to enjoy this movie a lot more, because it was pretty cheesy, but the problem with the movie is I think it was meant to be taken a bit too seriously, that I can't really get into the cheese yet. And like 20 years from now, I'd probably be able to get into the cheese factor of this a lot more, and I'll probably enjoy the movie a lot more in time. It'll probably, you know, as a, you know, I can use so many puns here with cheese, but, you know, cheese, you know, ages, you know, they age cheese and it gets better with age, you know, depending on what cheese you have, of course. I think with a movie like this, it'll definitely get better with age. It'll definitely ripen into a good movie. So I look forward to seeing this in about 20 years from now, but for right now, I just could not get in the movie. I thought it was, like I said, dull, somewhat boring. It just didn't, my main problem is it didn't amount to anything. At the end of the movie, I just felt like it was sort of a waste of an hour and a half. It just didn't really kind of go anywhere. It didn't amount to anything at the end. So I just wasn't a huge fan compared to the other 4 movies. I love those so much more. This one, I just felt didn't compare at all. It just kind of felt like they were trying to throw something at you to say, hey, here's some more Predators for you. Pay us money because we know you like the Predator name. So I wasn't a huge fan, and I just could not recommend this title. So there you go. That's my thoughts on all 5 Predator movies. I just wanted to give you just my quick thoughts on the movies, let you know why I like them. It's mostly because of cheese. I mean, like I said, the first movie is extremely well done. I think we all know why it's a great movie. The next 3 I just found awesome because I love cheesy movies. They're just a lot of fun to watch from a cheese factor. They're very entertaining. But unfortunately, Predators, I just really could not get behind it. Like I said, it bored me. And most of all, I just felt it didn't amount to anything at the end. At the end of the movie, I was just left with a very kind of, sort of feeling. And that's not really the feeling I want to have at the end of the movie. So I just could not get behind it. So there you go. That's my thought on the Predator movies. I hope you maybe have a better insight of why I like the movies the way I do. I'm sure you all probably still disagree with me, but still just kind of want to give you my insight and a look into why I love the movie. So that's it. I'll see you guys later.